Alright, we are recording. As it says, going medieval. Hit this, because we just got this stuff. It's update 6, that's why I'm doing it. And I already did a point zero part before this, where I actually just continued in the settlement that I made for update 5. But now I'm going to go back to it, do some more talking about it, but also the news. So yeah, terraforming and cats. But I should also say, key was provided by Tinsley PR for the Irregular Corporation. As it does say there, version 10.7. Well, 0.10.7. And one thing about that, there have been 2 hotfixes since Update 6 release. I think the recording I already did, the 0.0 recording, I think was with the first hotfix. This is with the second. So there have been some more changes, including some stuff to cats, which is good because cats was something. I will show you why when we get in there. But we got terraforming, custom difficulty, predator animals. That doesn't seem right. We already had predator animals, but their logic has been changed. New animals, yes. Pest control and quality of life. I guess maybe cats count as... Yeah, I could see that being the case. That for the normal pets that you can have, they would be the most actual predator. Dogs are not always that that predatory. Sorry, I'm still getting over something, so I might be clearing my throat a fair. Okay. So, this is what I've done. I've built up some more locations. I'm also trying to put things under covers so that this it actually does be under the roof. I actually built a pen. So now the untrained, well, the non-pet sheep are in here. And there are, yeah, that. I'm out of people to assign these guys. Yeah, so plenty there that I'm trying to train. Okay, so see this fencing? Foxes will go straight through that, which annoy me. And it is actually mentioned in the patch notes that foxes will go through this, and it's just imagine that they're jumping over. It's yeah, I get that, but it's still, there should be some way to reduce that. If nothing else, so it's not just oh, yeah, they're completely just running through it. That it's not even, doesn't even exist. Yeah, so I also tried building this, because they just come in and eat straight out of the troughs. So it's I have a trough here with traps on. No, they're not going. They're only going that. Which, I don't know why. I just know it's very annoying. The animals shouldn't be that smart. And there should be animal traps. I have so many criticisms like that. But let's talk about the terraform. So this right here, you'll notice I can't select it. I can select these, but not this. Because that is just dirt. I have silver? Where have I been getting silver from? Here's dirt. So as you excavate this stuff, you do get get dirt, which you can then over here. Well, soil, but you can then build this up as you want, and you can also make ramp, which I rather like because that's do we actually? Here's one, a natural one there. I didn't build that. But it's, I like that you can put that down because it's kind of nicer there than putting in a wood one. I do not trust, though, for it, for the wood steps. I don't trust I could put one of the dirt ramps there and do what I've been doing. Maybe I can, but I don't feel like testing. Yeah, so that's what terraforming. It's not that impressive. And I do think it's fair to say that it should actually be, that should have been a day one thing, but, I mean, I get why it wasn't, and also, I mean, it's we had the normal walls here, so it's not that big a deal. But cats. I need to go down there, but I'm holding off on that for a little bit. So I somehow got a cat. I don't know how. It's right there. I'm still trying to actually make it a pet. It is domesticated. I legitimately have no idea what. Well, cats obviously need to eat. Here. And this is actually one of the things. Yeah, I don't think it had milk, but it did have all these other things. Oh, it does say animal feed here. I think that's kind of. I'll explain why. But it definitely, would eat meals and meat, including raw human meat. In other words, these are actual cats. But possibly in league with the devil. Yep. So, I had a cat, and you see right here, I've got, things for it to eat here. But notice this: deer, hare, boar, pheasant, cattle, goat, sheep, ass, chicken. Cat is not listed. How do I get the cat in there to eat? I honestly don't even think it will eat that. I'm saying I can do that. So it's like, all right, well, I keep my, because a lot of those foods that I listed off are ones that humans would eat. So it's like, okay, that's all down there. So I opened up the door, and yes, the cat went in there because it was starving. It wanted to eat. And it didn't come in alone. So the dog is there, which is actually probably a good thing because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 wolves. Here's the cat. Yeah. Now, I think so long as they're able to eat, which there's plenty of stuff here for them to eat, I think so long as that is the case, I don't need to worry. Like, they're not going to try to eat people. I could be wrong. So for now, that's fine. I'm just trying to have them domesticated, train them. But it's still, and if you watch the 0.0 video, at the end, I definitely, because this happened at the end, I definitely started railing about how this is the consistent criticism I have had for going medieval is you have so many systems in here that have so much potential, but at the same time, it's like, hey, you should be doing, you give us A, we need B, C, D, and E, and all that. And it's like they just leave it at A, and I feel like that's kind of what it is here, because it's like, there should be an animal trap. Like, you should just be able to put down an animal trap, or at least something like what I have here should work. It doesn't. I have watched the foxes, after I built this, just go straight over here, avoiding that. It's like, no, they should come here, be skewered, so then I get meat. Or you should just have something that you can actually put down as a trap, and I don't think that it would have to. Yeah. So there is nothing here for putting down a trap that would actually, like, catch them so you can do whatever. It's like, that would make perfect sense. Absolutely perfect sense. Should have had that either day one with the animals being added or shortly thereafter. It's been a while now, and that's not where we are. There's also the whole, how this is all set up and how it's like you have 5+1 different settings here for 15 different... I mean, it truly is in my opinion, they're not thinking through, okay, how are these systems working and how should we really be developing around them? And noise the hell out of it. Yeah, whenever it's still early access. I'm not going to come back to this until it's hits 1.0. As far as like doing a new review for it, but it is still just the whole. These are things that I hope are addressed by 1.0, because I will when I get to writing up a 1.0 review of this. I will go take it to task. I will be highly critical about all that stuff, because that really is a problem. Especially when it's also, I remember when I did the preview that it, you're feeling that, oh yeah, this is such, potential. So much potential. And it's like, yeah, we're not really achieving that potential. I remember feeling when it reached the early access stage, so after the preview, and I'm still feeling like that. And by the way, this is also a thing. So there was one growing in there. There's one of those foxes. Probably went right in there. But it's like, in theory, I should just be able to go whoop, like that and just mark them all. The only thing is that there's a growing in here. I don't want to mess with that. So why can't I like right click on this or something or hit that and just have the option here being like, no, only no, only do mature or only do dead. It's like, why is that not an option? It should be. And that is something from day one, actually from the preview. So day -1. It's like, it is completely sensible for that to be there, and yet it is. You're hungry. I don't know what that wolf is. I don't care. I do also feel like it's maybe it's just I don't know, but it still is I don't know like how I'm supposed to really manage these animals, because it's like, okay, these two are not tamed yet, but it's like I can do stuff where it's like, you know, I can slaughter them, but it's like, okay, I'm like, this one is over 5 years old, so do I want to slaughter that one? Well, it's in the animal because I'm like, to have some use out of it instead of it just dying naturally. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing here explaining that. We have animal husbandry as a thing here, but it's like that would also be, you know, concerning. It actually isn't even mentioned. But the breeding of animals would be part of that, and yet there's like nothing to try to encourage that. And it's like, I mean, I would be. That is something. It's like, okay, we got sheep here. Well, that's a source of meat, so we should try to breed them specifically for meat, but also we are getting the milk. That's what's gonna happen. Anyway, I mean, it's like, why do we not have these abilities? I mean, at least, see, right there. There's that damn fox. Just comes right in, goes right out. Why is he not coming to this one? It's full. Oh, wow, warned by him. I made this into kind of the actual production room. What? Oh, okay. Probably. Wait. There is a way for it to like say what a room is. It's under roof inside. I don't know. And that's also one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, you have a library. It's like, I do? Okay, why does that even matter? I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, we have this concept of a room that is a library room. In theory, this is a bedroom, but it's like, okay, how does that matter? How is there any importance to that? Or is there none? And if there is none, then why is it even a thing? I mean, it's... That is stuff that, yeah, I will, when the time comes, if it hasn't been changed, so it's like, yeah, this actually has a purpose, it has depth to the system, appropriate amount of depth to the system, I will veil. And not likely. Because enough of this is, it's like, no, you need to actually have this, you know, work. It's not enough to just like have it there for me. You have to actually have it done well. And it's, I guess one way to describe it is, if you look back at my Fez review, one of the things that I really hated about that game. Now, I would like to get to this. Was that there was a point in it when you encounter, was it an owl? It was some kind of bird that would says do not trust the hypercube. Okay, Fez doesn't have much story to it really, but you do have that in there, and it's like don't trust the hypercube. The only thing the hypercube says to you by that point, and I'm pretty sure never spoke again. Literally never said anything else, was you must reassemble the cube. Why are these guys no longer? Or did more? Oh no! Wait. Oh, they're breeding in. Great. But anyway, coming back to Fez, and it's like that is such a setup for something more to happen, and nothing ever does. Seriously, nothing ever does. And this is also something that is just, it is wrong how this, I think that, so I want winter clothes and a cap for everyone, right? So make that many. Here's the thing. If they put them on, it doesn't count anymore. It's only in storage. So this will actually end up producing 12 in total. Why? I'm saying that legitimately is also that's not how this should be working. It should recognize that you're wearing them, you still have them. Do that. You did. Good. Can also but yeah, so I mean, it's just with the Fez thing, how I put it was, you basically had a Save the Princess story. Oh. Don't know what. I really don't like that he's just. Why? I'm saying I want to say, hey, slaughter it. You know, bring it in here and slaughter it, but no one is. I don't know. I'm supposed to be able to, like, you know, prioritize, do this, do that, and it's happening. Yeah, that must be a new bug. King. Aiken, Dudek, and the three right here. Oh, God. It is also, is butchery actually undercooking? I guess it doesn't make sense. Well, it could be under hunt. That's another thing, where it's like, why do we have, like, there's a harvest, which is under botany, grow under botany, cut plants under botany. Why? I mean, it's like, I really do feel that so many things in this game are just, they had an idea, went with it, had a different idea, it conflicts, or at least interferes, and they just ran with it, and they didn't stop and realize that, oh, we should really integrate these Because, like, why do we have these... Here. Why do we have this massive list that actually does not tie one-to-one with it? So we have 3 for botany. Okay, so culinary is cooking and butcher. Okay, what here is going to be culinary? Is that cooking? Okay, yes. But are there any others? I need to go through and look at every single one of them now. And I need to look here. I can't look here, which would make absolute sense. I have to look here. Okay. We're just going to do that. So one of them will hopefully realize that, hey, I should do something with this thing. Hey, Osred decided to do something. Yay! It just legitimately should have been a, hey, somebody get over here and do this. It's like, I should have been able to do that. Yeah, see? Just like that. Why was it not letting me do that? I don't know. I mean, and it's... There's so many issues like that. I guess one way to put it is, at times this feels like it is scatterbrained. Where it's like, ooh, we'll do this. Ooh, we'll do that. Ooh, we'll do this. Ooh, we'll do that. And it's like, okay, why don't you pause and start really nailing some of this stuff down? Especially because, I'm sorry, but when you get scatterbrained like that, you might, and it ends up leading to feature creep that could be a huge problem. Yeah. Because now it's like, well, can we just remove this system? It's like, technically, yes, you can, but can you think of a time that an early access game actually did remove something? Even if it was a, yes, this is actually a problem, we cannot have this. No, they may change it, but they're not going to remove it. But there might be stuff here that it's like, yeah, we should really actually... I should also... Let's... Maybe there actually is some... The custom difficulties, so I can change them. Yeah, I hate that. We'll just turn those down. That's actually tempting. Turn up the global works. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. Yeah, and then this, it's like, come on, guys, really? I mean, sliders for those make sense, but for this? That must be how the cat appears. The enemy raids are off all of it. Because this is, I'll leave the rest, because why not? The global work speed, that would be fun to increase. Just because it does get annoying. But yeah, the decomp and resting, rotting, I mean. That is, I mean, it's like, part of the reason that I do all this, building underground like this, is specifically to, avoid issues with that. But and I really actually should move that. Oh, I have third. Smelting. We're gonna pause. Alright, so now we got smelting. So now I'll be able to do stuff with the silver and also this iron here, though I don't think I've collected it. But yeah, I will try to actually make a proper place for the research to be done. I mean, in theory, I could actually make it here. And just as I need to expand the bedroom out this way. But I actually also do kind of like the idea of giving it its own area. In fact, yeah, let's actually build a library, like a real library. I mean, it's not going to be complete, but there. If I do it here, I think that would cover all the way over. And I will also actually dig under, so I have some. I just realized that. How can I? I cannot imagine any use for silver, but let me. But yeah, so I'll just let that go. But no, what occurred to me is I actually should make this the full length. That I will want it before I put in a beam. Which does also. There. Let's go. Just. So I put it there, and I'll be able to expand out this way if I want. Oh. I want to be able to have a second story to it, but also a basement. Okay, good on. I should talk about some news stuff, not just the game. I've got 4 things. Let's go with the 3 first that are going to be kind of. And they are, really? So why would it even show it going that far? I mean, you saw it. It was definitely going further. So AMD and Intel both had announcements this concerning the wait, what? Okay, that was weird because it was talking like after it was done. And it's like it hasn't happened yet. And it's like there's plenty of places for them to be undercover. This is like one of the only things that doesn't have cover. Getting a drink of water then off the server stuff. So yeah, they both announced both AMD and Intel announced new trying to decide how I want a new service 4th gen EPYC, which means Zen 4 cores for AMD, and for Intel there's Xenon Max CPU Max, which 56 P cores, performance cores, in one of the Intel things, and paired with 64 gig of HBM2E on the package. That definitely has a lot of potential. Like there is going to be a lot of things that will enable. Yeah. Oh, thanks. And Intel is claiming, naturally, that they would claim, performance dominance and efficiency dominance with that. Which, I mean, it's very possible that is true. I don't know. It'll depend on the specific tasks and things like that. I saw somewhere, but it wasn't in Intel's actual thing, a price of $12,000, which, depending, is actually pretty reasonable. Whereas AMD, with their new, I think it's Genoa, is that the name of it? The code name, I mean? 96 cores, 2 CPU, at the max. I don't care. You guys always say it. Why are you hungry? There is plenty of food. And there's entertainment. And there's religious activity. He just wants to be upset. Yeah, I mean, he's even walking around with I can't help you with a bad dream. Really can't. But oh, we do have. Well then, that was Aiken, right? No, that. Ow. Yeah. So AMD will have the core advantage there, but that a little bit more than 1 gig per core that Intel's offering. That's also still pretty significant. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up coming of something. You know, the competition those two are going to be. Yeah, we're just gonna make it. How do you guys keep getting wounded? Anyhow, and by the way, the AMD stuff is topping out at around 10 to 11,000, so a little bit cheaper. But yeah, it will be very interesting. The server wars we're getting between those. Hard to say who will win, but at least we are definitely unequivocally seeing competition. It's like, do you really think Intel would have done the HBM2E stuff if Epic hasn't for years been challenging Intel so successfully? I'm sorry, I doubt it. I really do. But that's why it's always the competition is always a good thing. That was two of the things. Oh, Intel also announced GPU Mac stuff. I don't remember those specs quite so much, except that the top-end GPU would have 128 gig of HBM2E, which it's actually weird. I thought that we would have had HBM3E by now. Maybe 2E is just still easier to produce and therefore cheaper. Really? Would have thought that was close enough, I guess not. Okay, there we go. I think it might have actually just needed some other stuff to reach over there. Yeah, so now I'll have a second floor there, and we'll put the roof on this. That, so I can extend it off that. All right. set up how I want. Now, true, that stuff is not really going to influence consumer products for quite a while, but it still is, quite an achievement for both Intel and AMD, and will prove interesting, I think, in the long run. Yeah, we want to move that, but we can wait till this is more developed. Probably won't be pushed. Okay. I should also put in but yeah, because I mean, it's like server stuff with the data center does eventually work its way down to consumers typically. So that could be, the ultra high core count stuff from AMD. I guess 56 is still ultra high, but it can also be pushed. Okay, what do you think you can't do at the I don't like the idea of eating. Yeah, spare room. Yeah, so this is technically in the library. That's... Oh, I know it will. The window just hasn't been put. Freestanding? Oh, wait, no. Well... I think he got there just in time for me to... I may want these on this floor. They could also go up onto the side. Just trying to think of the hell. So yeah, now that's back. Spare. Yeah, the main thing is being bottlenecked. So I probably should just move them in. Because I certainly have enough. Okay, that's the dog, so that's already. Oh. Okay. Yeah, work on vermin control. That wasn't there like that. Kinda weird. I'll also just say this about the epic stuff. Would I want to see a 96 core Threadripper? I don't think so. I mean, at least it would not be of use to me. I don't think I'd go above a 24 core unless it's like, well, the clock speed is insane at like 32 core or whatever. And I do want to see Threadripper come back. I've said that many times. And I don't mind repeating myself, in fact. I do think that that is something that is ultimately going to be used and would sell. But I also completely understand it not being not being a high priority compared to anything else I would be using those same parts, the same dyes and such. Okay, good. I was just about to force him to do that. I also should. It doesn't need to go up high. Well, that's true. It should also start. And then I will be able to send them over. Uh-oh, that's not good. So this guy did actually try to attack. Well, did actually attack. I did see the training attempt fail, so... might be that. But not just like a normal, they don't like just... That would be... So they are moving books over. Yep. Exactly what I... Pause. Oh. Wait, I can't... Look at that. There's plenty of... Um, the other thing that is more of just a mention is DXVK has reached version 2.0. DXVK, for those that don't know, is a translation layer. So what it allows you to do is go between. It'll take the draw calls and such meant for DirectX and actually translate them to Vulkan. So the Vulkan will use instead. And I have personally seen that actually fix a bug, a crash for me. Still have no idea what actually caused. Yeah. Anyway. I'm just thinking, how do I get those turned on? Convenient. Anyhow. But it can also address stuttering and improve performance. So that's nice. But it has a hard requirement of Vulkan 1.3 support. So if you don't have that, I don't. I know my drivers are out of date on my desktop, but it's also sort of well, why should I change? I mean, it's an RX 580. I'm not going to get more out of it probably. And sometimes you do run into issues when you update drivers, and I'd rather just avoid them. It works fine, so leave it there. But on the test system, I could definitely update the drivers and see how that is. But because I haven't, I got the CPU to upgrade it. I still need to get RAM. So I've actually had it on my list of things I want to do for a very long time to look at some DXVK performance impacts, but the test system is not in a good spot right now to try doing that. Because I want to upgrade the CPU. I have the CPU, I just need to install. I also want to install RAM there. I don't have the RAM. I'm waiting, hoping to see good Black Friday deals. That is my intention. They had baby. Let's actually get this iron. Oh, wait, no, that's salt. Oh, this is all salt. Sorry. Oh, wait, no. No, this is iron. This is salt. Got it. It's just I don't really have a specific salt. And we got more iron. Come on, brain. But yeah, it can also improve performance. It can reduce stuttering. I think I already said those things. Because sometimes what it translates is successful in removing driver overhead and such. So I mean, there are people that swear by it. The target is more so for Linux. Although there. So now they can go up here. I don't want them running all the way. Oh, they could just take that back. Let's do. I like the idea of that. I don't want to. Actually, what is that one? I want this next. Hey, that's why I built the library. Once that's finished. I just don't want them having to constantly run over. Anyhow. I'm just trying to think of anything specific. Okay. Mention. I do know that some games really don't like it. Like, I once tried using it with... No, that was the file converter. No. I was going to say Titan Quest, but no. It was when I tried compressing using the, like, Windows compress folder thing. That actually broke audio stuff in Titan Quest. But, no, there are definitely people that it has made a tremendous impact. Like, I think when the Assassin's Creed games had issues. Okay, we're going to kill you. Osred, get out of there. The fox will not go in. Alright. But yeah, there was one fox I wanted to try to train. But I set that before I set up before I got all these wolves in. So but yeah, so I do hope to look into DXVK more at some point. It's just, yeah, now's not a great time. Eventually, though. So the main thing that I have here that I want to talk about. And how long have I been going? About an hour. Okay, I should be stopping soon then. Is Frank Ezra, I believe it is, and I cannot remember his position within AMD. But he said that the 7900 XTX is actually targeting now I want it's actually meant to target the 4080, not the 4090, which would explain why they didn't show in comparisons with the 4090. It's not where they're aiming. And the 4080 isn't out yet, so I don't know how much I want to turn those up. I'll turn on the, but it's, you know, like having it cold is not a bad thing. It's for sure. I already know winter. So I'm gonna have to put stuff. I don't think I have to worry about them starting fire. That, yeah, there really should be a way of just saying, "Hey, everybody, go and close these." It shouldn't just be a There we go. So we can do that. You can close all the way. Yeah, so that would explain the lack of comparison to the 4090. It would also explain the that's somebody. Yeah. Now I'm also deploying this. Oh wait. Might be under crafting? Oh no, tailoring. It's like, anyhow, that. Okay, it has been. It would also explain the pricing. The 7900 XTX being at 1000 is explained. It does make sense now because of 4080 should be a lot closer to that in price. Well, yeah, because it's 1200, so they're undercutting that than the 16. But at the same time, though, I do feel like it should end up competing with what? Are you wearing your clothes or something? Yeah, he's still wearing something. And I do not know how to force it. I also can't tell what some of them are. What's that look? But yeah, so that does explain various things. You're wearing. Yeah, and see, they're putting them on and it's going down. It's seriously, that should be obvious. That's like, no, just I want to make sure I have enough for everyone because they do break over time. We lost a hat that way in this video. So having this, until you have, would be entirely appropriate. But nope, that's not what they're doing. Uh, doesn't need to be the clay brick. Two. Nice. But yeah, it still does seem to me that the 7900 XTX should be able to compete with 4090 based on just some of the numbers, which, yes, first-party numbers, we need to wait for third-party review and stuff. But still, it just does seem to me that it will, in some instances, be able to hit that level. Not necessarily always. Probably not. Definitely not all. But it's not a straight... I think they... Boy. But it's not going to be as simple as, oh, the 7900 XTX is always going to be below it. It's like, it's going to be close to it, so. But I did also see something, this would be more rumor than anything, that supposedly the RDNA 3, the new architecture, was designed in order to was designed to be able to hit why are you not 3 gigahertz, but supposedly as well, a lot of supposedly, there was some issue that they did not resolve that they could not resolve in time to address for what we have now, what's been announced. But that um, um, but supposedly because this is the Navi 31 design, but allegedly the 32 design, the Navi 32 design, which would be for the smaller GPU. Supposedly it's been fixed for that. But it does also suggest to me that it does increase the likelihood of a... oh, that's right, it's override. That we might actually see a refresh if that is accurate. If they did in fact find that, oh, there is something that's preventing us from doing how we want to do, doing what we want to do here, but we figured it out, then yeah, eventually release a refresh, name them the 7950 XT, 7970 XT, which are the original HD 7950 and 7970, and the 799 as well, but mainly that was a dual GPU thing. We don't really do that so much anymore. The 7950 and 7970 were the original GCN GPUs. And the 7970 was also the first GPU that actually hit 1 gigahertz. They ended up putting out a special version, the 1 gigahertz version. That's like, they were just better binned, but I think it was also like they just got better manufacturing them, so they were basically all consistently able to hit that clock speed. So it wasn't just a matter of binning, it was no, we're actually capable. Which you see that with other things as well, new stepping ends up consistently better. So yeah, it does make that more likely to happen. Don't know if it will. Be kind of neat though if it does. Especially because more clock speed on the... What was it? Game clock of like 2.5. Boost clock, I think, was like 0.7. So if they were to actually get it pushed up to 3 gigahertz, and if this is... I think it's going to be more like 5 to 10% behind the 4090. Some people saying 10 to 15%. That increase in clock speed, and especially if they were designing it thinking that they could hit 3 gigahertz and then failed, that could mean then that hitting that higher frequency may increase performance non-linearly. It might be more than that. If it's then expecting that, hey, this thing we wanted running really fast, we shouldn't run that fast because this other thing can't manage that, can't pair with it nicely. You could potentially see performance increasing appreciably. That also is just it's possible, might not happen. In fact, it probably wouldn't, just because at those speeds, it's already going to be the edge of what's possible. It would also definitely be increasing power utilization. It was like, what are these? 335, 325? So it would probably push it up to much closer to 400, which would mean probably 3 8-pins at some point. Which, hey, would still be, you can slot those into most systems and it'll work. But, yeah, I could see, though, if they could actually hit 3 gigahertz, that being much more direct challenge with 4090. And if it is from a refresh, hopefully they would decide, yeah, we're just going to phase out the 7900 XTX, phase this in at the same $1,000, and, I mean, they'd probably push it up to like 1100, 1200. But it'd be nice if they could just slot it in there, because if it's effectively a new stepping, why keep making the old stepping? But then also that's how I think of this stuff. I know AMD, NVIDIA, Intel, they all think of things differently. Because they are consumers as well, but they also producers and manufacturers. So they do have concerns other than ours. Alright, that has certainly been enough of my blathering. One thing I do want to say about going medieval, based on that roadmap, they still have plenty to do, so I don't know how much longer it is actually going to be before 1.0. And just part of the reason I mentioned that is because the last spell released to early access at around the same time. That seems a lot closer to what they want for 1.0. Going medieval would make sense. It's a larger game. I'm just saying it is interesting to look at how the two have developed. That the last spell might reach 1.0 first, but its design would allow that. Going medieval is far more involved, and I do believe it needs a lot more involved, as I was saying at the beginning of this video. Alright, so yeah, I shall stop. And see you next week, when I'll probably be back in Just Cause 3 for progression. I am thinking, though, later today I will do... This is Friday. These videos go live on Saturday. I might do one of my 0.1 videos in Just Cause 3 to do challenge. So that I still have some time in the game this week. And if I do that, it'll come out after this. It'll go live after this video. Not sure if I will do it. I would like to, but something may come. Alright, see you next time.